This video is supported by Central Oregon Radio, Central Oregon's #1 internet station. Well, hello everyone. This is RangerRob, and welcome to the RangerRob Country Living Podcast. And our other hosts that are on today is JD, which is for John and Debbie, the longest title in the world, Pig Hobby Farm, Hobby Homestead. And then below that, of course, is Amy from DragonFly Farms. We got a couple of weeks off, didn't we?
Yeah,
to recover from the holidays.
I know, it's like I was like I've been forgetting to do like these little things on the show. Like we're all talking and just yapping away, and John goes, "The show's ready to start, Rob." It's like, oh, okay, sorry. It's like, okay, I'll get with it. So, confession. Well, I got to make sure I go through the intro first. I got to also make sure you let you guys know that this is a podcast, which is also an audio form. So if you have podcast, we're going to start this again. If you have podcast,
rub it off on
your phone, just type in the show RangerRob Country Living Podcast. It'll search up because we're on Spotify, iHeartRadio, like it's Audible, the whole works. Anyway, and it will show up. You just put us in your favorites, and you can listen to. We're up to 61 episodes now. So, also you can find the RangerRob Country Living Podcast on Central Oregon Radio. That's centraloregonradio.com. Yes, sir, Bob, and which is an internet radio station, which can be pulled up on your Alexa. I didn't upset her too much. My Echo. I'll say it shows up on your Echo. Alexa, stop. I knew it. Every time I say her name. Anyway, so if you want to listen to us on your Echo, you can play it on, turn your phone into a Donnie Marie transistor radio, just like I used to have. So, yeah, good stuff. So, also, let's see, I think got all the things here. I did invite John Pearson to come on the show. If he pops in, it'd be great to have him. Also, if you're a homestead and you like to pop on for 5 or 10 minutes, say hello, what you're doing. Yeah, just I put the link up above. You should be able to see it. Click there, and I'll bring you into. As long as you have a webcam and you got sound, we can bring you on the show. So, like that's it. And then we also ask anybody that comes on the show to make sure that you talk about things that are applicable to homesteading and doesn't get us in trouble with YouTube. So I want to talk because just before the show, we're all complaining about the same thing. So I'm going to bring it up for a discussion with the group here. Mice.
The mouse in the room?
The mouse in the room, yes. So all of us are having problems with mice. I'm having a car issue with mice, but we'll start off with John and Debbie. What's going on with the mice over there?
Oh, they're just getting rambunctious. So we decided to get rid of them. And so far we've gotten seven in the last 3 days.
Wow. So,
yeah, I think they're coming in through under the sink.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anybody's ever had to deal with that kind of stuff. I've had it house here.
Oh, they're just bad this year.
Yeah. Make sure that people, if you got any openings in your sinks and stuff like that, that spray foam stuff works good, but make sure you put steel wool mixed in with it. So you shove in your steel wool, then spray that stuff in, and the mice hate it. They will not eat through it. So it works because I've done it several times. I had to do it in my RV using that stuff. So yeah. And then you're seeming to be having a few battles too, Amy. Is that correct?
Yes. I was going to ask Debbie, have you tried that copper netting? So you gave me some. Is that copper netting helping at all, or have you tried putting it under the sink?
It's not helping at all. I put it out in my greenhouse, and they just walk right on over it or under it.
Yeah.
I even staked it down in the dirt. They just went right under it. Took every one of my seeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just laugh at her.
Apparently they are laughing at you. That sucks.
Yeah.
I had a mouse swimming in my goat's water yesterday, and it's funny though. We used to joke. I think one of my goats is slightly touched, Because she'll stand
That's
at
a nice
the wall
way to put it,
like
Kate.
this. She'll stand at the wall, and it looks like she's listening at the wall. And so we made up this joke that she's talking to the wall mice, the mice that live in the wall. But she must have said something to piss them off because they're showing up in the stall now instead of just staying in the wall. But those wall mice, I tell you what.
So my story with mice lately is we took our RAV4 in for because all my bunch of sensors went off and says your car is all screwed up. Take it into the shop, and so and then John and Debbie suggested I go to Cascade Auto Repair. So I did take it into them. Super nice people, by the way, extremely nice people and cooperative, and was looking for ways to save you money and gave us some great suggestions. So turns out we have a little mouse that's been, which we knew about, haunting us in the RAV4 Toyota. And apparently they got rambunctious enough to damage one of the wire bundles that's in the engine compartment. So a new one of those bundles would have cost over $2,400, and it would take months to get one shipped in. The Cascade people, to give them credit, they found a used one for us. And what they really did need, the whole harness, they really needed the connectors and stuff. So we're grateful for them finding that. And he goes, by the way, we've seen where people have had this problem that you might be able to have your insurance cover it. So sure heck, we called our State Farm and asked them about that, and they said, yep, we will. So State Farm and Cascade Auto Repair have been communicating with each other to make sure everything's, pictures are sent over and all that stuff. They've been really helpful. They're not a normal affiliate of insurance companies. They were just super about, we'll be happy. And they gave our agent everything we needed. And so it's going smooth. In fact, I think they already issued money out. So that's been fantastic. One thing I did learn from the Cascade Auto folks is they said the newer cars, the wiring in them are now covered with a sealant, what happens to be a soy-based chemical on there, and that's why mice like it, and that's why they chew on them. And so that's why you don't usually hear this problem too much in older cars. It's these new cars that the wiring insulation has got an oil in it that has a soy base in it, and the mice are attracted to it. So just brilliancy all together. So I hope climate change, you got to put soy things on things, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So anyway, that's all solved, and grateful to, and that was one of my shout outs today. So I guess before I forget, let's do some shout outs here. Here. It's time for RangerRob shout outs. Yes, this is the time we want to recognize businesses, websites, and services. Here's today's spotlights. Spotlight. So for the first one, obviously, you guys heard of Cascade Auto Repair in Redmond, Oregon. Very grateful those people did a good job. And it's not many places you can spend that kind of money and be thankful. You know what I mean? So I'm going to let you guys start. Do you guys have anything in particular, any businesses or websites or channels you've been watching you'd like to shout out?
We got a business. It's Awesome.
Awesome.
OSOM.
And what are they?
They are a like a fence company.
Yeah, it's a fencing company, but they make the chicken coops or stuff like that. They're all pre-packaged, ready to go.
Nice.
And we found out they are really ready to go because we ordered it 12 o'clock on yesterday. Or day before yesterday, and got it yesterday before the 24 hours was up. Wow. You can't beat service like that.
It's a company. It's a company out in Troutdale.
Oh, really? That's a local company too, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of local?
And they're really good. I mean, boom.
Johnny on the spot.
Wow. I've actually been following. Amy, did you have any shout outs? today?
Mine's unusual, but I want to shout out to family. Since Dustin's been working, I don't until this week, there hasn't been a day gone by since the end of November that I haven't used our uncle's help, and he's been extremely helpful around the farm with Dustin not helping around the farm because he's at work. And then also my brother-in-law came over and did some gate repairs this last weekend, and that was a load off my mind. I feel more secure about animals not getting in from the horse pasture and the horses being safe too. So big shout out to family. I don't know what I'd do without them.
Yeah,
That's right.
I was like, we have very little family here, so my family's turned out to be John and Debbie and Amy and Dustin.
What more can you ask for?
No, and my son, he's got such a crazy job, and it's all he can do to keep up his own household. Not that he wouldn't help us out here, but the poor kid, he's just running, and so yeah. But yeah, shout outs. I gotta make sure I stay focused here. I want to talk about a new channel I've been watching. It's kind of different. They're called Berkshire Hill Farm.
We watch him.
And he has a Berkshires in Florida. And I guess it's kind of funny because he's got piglets all over the place. And they're running around like crazy and the whole works. And I'm almost every other show, he's trying to get the piglets back to their mamas. And it's just the process. He uses a single wire type of fencing. So when the pigs are little, they're going up underneath and doing anything they want, going after acorns and stuff like that. But when they get bigger, they can't leave the pen. But right now, the littlest of the littlest piglets are always running around. But anyway, it's kind of fun to watch. He's young. He's learning a lot. And he's got cute little names for the pigs and stuff. And he's been doing regular videos. And so I want to make sure and give him a shout out. So you happen to get a chance. It's called Berkshire Hill Farms. Could be hills. Let's see, I said Cascade already. I also wanted to call out a group. There's a new Facebook group called Homestead Living. And it was kind of funny. I posted a video the other day, and if you're selling something in your posts and stuff, some groups don't like that. Anyway, I posted about, because we were talking about the pork and beef stuff on my last video, and he goes, normally if you guys were trying to sell something, we'd have to delete your post. But since you're a regular and you've been so helpful to us, I'm going to let that go up. I wrote back to him. I go, well, we're not really selling in that video. We were just talking about what's coming up. So he was cool with that. And then he wrote me another note. Turns out I found him and we started posting our stuff on there. His group grew by 5,000 people in the short term that we started posting from him. So he was very thankful to us. And says, he goes, you can do anything you want. And I go, no, I'm going to follow the rules. But anyway, so super nice guy. I was really little things like that. A little note of thank, that we didn't realize.
Is that Central Oregon one?
No,
Central Oregon Homestead Living.
No, this one's just Homestead Living.
Oh, okay.
Nothing in front of it.
Because I noticed you're advertised on that one too, but I go on that one all the time.
That's ours, actually.
Is it?
I think, yeah, the community one.
Yeah, the one on Facebook.
Yeah, that's ours.
That's his.
Yeah, but this one's separate. It's just called Homestead Living. I just found them maybe a month ago, and if they look like a site that we can post some of our stuff, and I'll put our stuff over there anyway. So he was super nice, and I'm glad that he says we were almost getting ready to shut down this group because it wouldn't grow until we started posting on it. So I don't know what stimulated it, but anyway, so I'm glad we were helpful. So I don't even know how. So, also was going to shout out, as I've been starting to watch most of you guys probably watch Yellowstone. Well, and there was another one after that, 1883. That was awesome. They've just been playing 1923, and that's interesting. It's got Harrison Ford in it, that's a grit your teeth. Oh my gosh, interesting times to have ranches, and technology's just kind of coming in a little bit, and just getting out of World War One and things like that. And so it's been an enjoyable show. And so definitely want to pass on the shows that are catching me and Sherry's eye.
What streaming service do you watch that one on?
Amazon Prime.
Oh, yeah.
Amazon Prime has them. Yeah.
So
Oh well, wait a minute. I
Nice.
take that back. They're part of Paramount, so we got
Yeah,
the Paramount package put into our Amazon. So because we also have AMC in there because we like The Walking Dead.
Oh my God. You like a bunch of screaming.
Yeah, I like The Walking Dead. My son used to talk about that all the time. I thought, shut up! I don't want to hear about zombies. This was years ago, and now there isn't an episode we don't watch. So yeah, it was much better than I thought when my son told me about it first years ago. There is one more channel that I just ran into, and it appears that he does interviews with pig farms, and it's called Pork Rind TV. Anyway,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
I love that.
Anyway, he interviews. It seems like he does most of his stuff over in the south. So if you ever come to the north side, come visit us, people, over there at Pork Rind TV. They seem like in fact, I think it stays totally focused on pigs. But he sits down with each farmer, goes through the processes and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, it's been actually a pretty good show. I've learned a lot, and because every pig farmer's got some little thing that they pass on that you go, oh, I never tried that, or some new ideas. Of course, the regions make a big difference. Everybody's, and then some of these things that he's been bringing up is, you get on Joe Salatin's or some of this stuff, and they have this thing, well, you got to do it this way. This is going to have you permaculture and all that. But the way they don't take into account is the fact that some people don't have the time that other people do. People don't have the same kind of region. They may live in high desert, and they may live in very snowy or rocky areas, and some will have really nice grass and can do a lot of pasture stuff. So I think those guys tend to generalize a lot, and it makes me frustrating, especially even when I'm talking with Caleb. He's like, well, yeah, you got to do grass. And it's like, okay, go outside and find me some freaking grass. This is a desert. So anyway, so I like the fact that this guy on this Pork Rind TV makes it clear. He goes, everybody's situation's different, and so you take what you can from each person, but don't dictate things that you're doing or processes that you're doing here that are going to necessarily fit somewhere in North Carolina or Michigan or wherever,
or even across the mountains.
Even just with us, we all do it different.
Yeah. And I just appreciated some of his comments of that, but it made it clear that we could learn something from each person, because there's a lot of commonalities too. So anyway, I kind of appreciated that. So hey, moving in my notes here. And so that's all my shout outs. You guys think of anybody else? Anything else? Amazing shows you've been watching lately? All right. Fine.
The news.
I think
You want to call that amazing?
so. There's a lot. I'll put in. I have a list of my things too. I'll kind of come in and out with my stuff this time instead of just listing them all at once. So the big thing is we're launching a new part of our company called Central Oregon Grown, and the purpose behind that was to give us another platform to sell our meats and stuff. And so us three are all involved in this one way or another, and so and then we're changing our ways here to be able to market and sell our products here. So everything that I'm processing and stuff in the future, and I'm depending, like these two, I may actually buy some of their pigs or something in the future if this goes better than we expect. I have 5 pigs set aside for Central Oregon Grown. We're going to send them up to Sandy, Oregon for USDA processing. And we bought a steer, so we got a steer going there too. So that's how we're taking care of our USDA meats there. Now there's a lot of things going on when it comes to doing this, whether you're a farm exempt things like, for example, poultry we could do here, but people would have to come to the location and get it. I'd like to say something else about that possibility, but I don't have a clarification to legally say that we could do any type of delivery or not. So that's in the works. But right now we could do poultry here, no problem. And that kind of leads me off to from Central Oregon grown to conversations that we were having with John and Debbie talking about raising meat birds. Now, this is just a start, but they took the reins and started running with it. And so it's been quite humorous because I was telling Sherry, I go, yeah, I had a conversation about meat birds with them, and it's like they're almost totally equipped now. Sherry's like, what?
We don't play around.
Yeah, so John and Debbie are getting into, and we don't know all the intricates of how what we're going to do. I may have to raise my own meat birds here, but Debbie and John may actually be creating a whole new kind of business to do mobile poultry processing for people, which is amazing because it's impossible to find in Central Oregon.
Yeah.
So you guys are
one person.
Yeah, and I know who it is, and not very cost effective, and they're up in Shaniko. But so you guys have got, I mean, and you can start hopping into this. But I know the first thing you just purchased was a automated pluck. Well, not automated, but a plucker machine, which typically I got to tell you, Debbie's the ultimate at coupons and good deals. What's normally $600 to get a new one of those, with all of her finagling and coupons, I think you said you got it for
$360.
$360. That is amazing.
And it'll do turkeys.
Yeah. So they've got the plucker. You guys ordered a sink.
The sinks.
The processing stinks. Sinks. And also you're bringing in some tables too, aren't you?
Eventually, yeah. Right. We have some already.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually we want to get the fold-up ones so they're easier to move around.
Yeah, so they may actually, food for thought. This is all kind of growing and ideas are flying everywhere, but it's an opportunity they may be able to, for example, Amy wanted to raise 50 birds or 25 birds at their place, and but didn't want to buy all that equipment. And trust me, you don't want to be plucking by hand 25 birds. You could hire Debbie and John, and they could bring their equipment over. There's also the option, other companies do it, but I'd be really, and we, hesitant to want to do it, where you could lease your equipment out to people. And of course, I would, for some of the price of all that stuff, I'm not sure if I'd want to lease that stuff out, but I'd like to be present. And anyway, so they're working out the details on that. So what we quote today could change tomorrow because of making sure we meet all the recommendations of what it takes to be an exempt farm, all those kind of things. We want to, all of us are interested in following the regulations as best as possible and all this stuff. So, but wouldn't that be cool, Central Oregon, to have somebody who could actually come over with good equipment and hopefully come up with a good formula that makes it cost effective for you too, whoever's having it done.
I have a question too.
Process chickens. Yeah, go ahead.
Or a suggestion. You know what else we probably should look into? Mm-hmm. If we go that route and go do it for people, do we need a license?
My understanding, no. But if they're trying to resell it, then you'd have to get USDA approved and inspected. But if you're doing it like, for example, if you came to my farm, process chickens here on my farm, it's my farm, and I could sell my stuff from my farm as long as it's under 999 birds. I could sell it from my farm, but I can't ship it anything. You'd have to come to my farm and buy it from me,
right?
Because I grew them. But I don't see any problem with people coming over and help you process them. Every farm does that. So I think you're absolutely fine as far as staying under the farm exempt, but making sure that the people that you're processing for, that you are not an USDA
Right.
approved company, you would have to go to a processor probably on the west side to have that done. I have yet to find a processing company that does birds yet. So our birds
couldn't find one either.
Yeah, and so for us to do on CentralOregonGrown.com,
Seeing a
we can
lot of
sell our birds, but we have to have our clients come to the premises and buy them from us directly. The fall under, since I can't get USDA cutting done yet, but as far as pork and as far as beef, we're in no problem. We're just shipping everything over to Sandy, having all kinds of custom cuts and stuff. So we're very excited. And by the way, we are using Black Angus, and they are grass fed, but we are finishing them off with grain. I know it's controversial. Some people want all grass fed, and some people, I want all grass fed, but also I like them to be fattened up a little bit in their last couple of months. So anyway, that's how we're going so far. So, but it's been really fun to watch. Not only did you guys order equipment, you guys ordered what kind of chickens?
I haven't ordered chickens. I ordered turkeys.
Oh, you didn't get your Red Rangers yet?
No.
I thought you ordered them.
No, I ordered the turkeys. The Rangers are coming next, but I wanted to have the new chicken coop up first.
So
what kind of turkey?
So
we don't know when they're coming in.
Yeah, so you got all these you got all these new coops going in and all that stuff. So you're really, if anything, if we can't sell poultry here, we can send I know they're going to have 50 birds over there to sell from their homestead. So that's amazing. So
and we got the barn to finish.
Yeah.
So
projects. Oh my God.
Well, yeah. I didn't order them because when we talked last about ordering them, we didn't have the chicken plucker coming or the sinks coming. We didn't have any of that. That needs to be ready before you start because you only have them for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And so we didn't realize this stuff once we ordered it was going to come.
Yeah.
Oh, for the Ranger, 12
For
weeks.
Rangers are 12.
And with shipping and stuff, we didn't know that all the stuff was going to come so fast. But I did try. Don't hate on me. But I did try to order everything in the USA.
Nice.
Because when you order out of China or something, even though it's a little bit cheaper, it gets stuck in customs.
Yep, you're absolutely
right. And it takes so long to get here. So I didn't want to order any chickens without having this process ready.
Yeah, we're still waiting on a shed that's been ordered 2 years ago.
It's sitting in customs
in Wuhan.
Oh, great.
So yeah, that won't happen again.
And I'll start with you. I will be going to Amy and some of her stuff. But how are you guys doing on your eggs? You guys starting to increase from your chickens?
Ours never stop.
Yeah.
Oh,
we've been getting the same amount every time.
Cool.
Yeah.
Are they young chickens?
Well, our roadies are 2 years old now, and the rocks, I don't know.
They're about the same.
I think she said they were 2 years old too, because I just got those.
Yeah, my old roadies, they slowed down a lot, but my new roadies, they haven't stopped at all. So yeah, when they're in their 2 year mark, so yeah, they got beautiful eggs. They're not as dark as my young roadies, but I'm definitely not getting maybe two a week or 3 from those right now. But
how are you doing, Amy, on them?
Better.
Better?
Yeah, better. Everybody's picking up. I've been having enough eggs to sell to a few people, not as many as everybody wants, but I'm trying to make it so people don't go without eggs, I got my first blue and green eggs in, I'm probably exaggerating when I say 3 months. It's probably been more like 2 months since they molted. But my olive eggers and my Americanas finally started laying again. And my kids, I kept saying, I got a green egg. Did I tell you? Yeah, Mom, you told us. So I go, oh, my mother-in-law, I got a green egg. That's great. The kids told me, hey, did you know I got a green egg? Yep, you told us.
That sounds like me. See, we do
That's
that normal.
exciting.
62. We repeat ourselves all the time.
Yeah.
I did go to Terrebonne today to pick up some milk, and I always walk by the eggs. They're selling 18-pack eggs. I don't think they're even organic, and they're $11.95.
I know. It's ridiculous. And you know what's
Walmart had them for $9 for 12.
Wow.
And you know what's really ridiculous? I was on Nextdoor and people were complaining about farm eggs
I
that
saw
were
that
$4
too.
a dozen.
You're
They were
kidding.
complaining.
That's all I
Like,
can do
really?
to keep me from
You
raising
You know
my
how much the
prices.
feed is?
Yeah.
The feed, the water, the hay, and
Walking
you're
outside
complaining
the
about $4. What?
Wow.
I know.
And
I've been
walk
kind of
outside
like,
in the
I'm
cold.
looking at these prices. I'm going, I should be charging $5 a dozen, but I haven't done it yet, but I should. But some of the stories I'm hearing, that stores just don't even have them. And here
Yeah,
we
it's
are with
because
these
they all got
beautiful,
recalled.
I know, we
There's
all
a
have
bird
these
flu.
beautiful brown eggs, and then we're, maybe getting $4 a dozen. If someone dared to say that was expensive, it's like,
Right?
all right, well, I'm done with you. It's $5 now.
Well, you guys knowing me, I went in there and told them to stop whining and consider the food, the water, the time we have to go out there and clean the cages. I mean, $4 really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
changing out
couldn't.
the
I
hay
couldn't
and
hold back
straw.
on that one.
Yeah, I don't blame you. So you got turkeys coming. You got 6 turkeys coming, which I think we put our name on one of those. So we have a turkey for Christmas.
Amy's
And
got
I
one.
got Amy's name on one. My daughter has her name on one. We are going to have one. Why I don't know.
And my son's got 2.
Nice.
Nice.
So they're
What
all
kind
taken
are they?
care of.
They're the white breast turkeys.
Yeah.
Oh, and I also got one of your new batches of pigs taken already.
Oh yeah,
Or 2
Oh.
actually. One for us and one for
Yeah.
her daughter.
possibly 3 because I want to mate for Dinky.
We just to let everybody know, I think we told the story about Sparky getting out early and got both of my sows in the early parts of December. So it looks like pretty sure that we're going to be seeing lots of piglets in April. So I think we've already sold 7 of them. So if people are interested in some piglets, I think you better give us a holler and lock them down, because not only do we have those piglets for that, but we want piglets for our store. So some of those piglets will be USDA processed for our company. So
We're locking
maybe,
3 right now.
yeah. So we have probably booked, including you guys, about 7. And but yeah, for those of you guys who are thinking about some April Idaho pasture pigs, we'll have a few, but after a while, we're going to lock them down and we're going to send them for our company. And then we'll have another set of piglets, and these will be kind of our prize pigs as far as the new breeder we have, but we can't breed Annie until she's until the summer. So we'll probably have some late fall piglets, but it'll be a smaller group. This, the ones in April will have about 15 to 20, I would guess. And in fall, we'll probably have 8 to 10, whatever the normal. You never know what that number will actually come out to be. So anyway, that's what's going on with piglets with us. And the ones in fall should be some dynamite babies, because those are the ones that's going to be with Annie, and that's our one that we brought from the East Coast, and we had bought through Steve Sparks. Anyway, it should be, and then Sparky's already immaculate boar. So we're really interested to see how pretty and right down to the T what an Idaho pasture pig breeder would look like. So anyway, but nobody buys those. They'll go to USDA. So we
got to figure August is going to be a Chinese dinner, and then we'll come home and have to deliver pigs again.
That's right. Exactly.
In April.
I have to have Chinese food April. So for those of you wondering what that story is all about, is we took John and Debbie out to dinner because they were switching off dinners because we both were kind of threatening that we both all knew better Chinese places. So we took them to theirs. We got back here, and we went to go see the pigs. We're all going, Maggie's kind of acting weird. And was it an hour or two after that? First piglet started showing up, and John and Debbie stayed there. And they ended up staying until almost 1 o'clock at night, helping us deliver piglets. And that was one of the funnest nights we ever had.
Oh
Yeah, that was a blast.
Yep, that was amazing. So, yeah.
Next time we need wine or beer out there to toast to the pigs.
Yeah, we're kind of winging it. It's like there was no rules to this. It's just like,
we're pros now.
oh yeah, we're professional.
Yeah.
The last thing you guys have cooking over there is some incubator. You got 6 or 7 Rhode Island eggs that you got from me, and have you been candling them and seeing?
I got 11 in there from you.
Oh, I guess I gave you more than that, didn't I?
Yeah, you gave me 12, but I accidentally broke one. Dropped the damn lid on it. But yeah, so the first batch was 7 that I fried.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because my first incubator broke after 6 days, so I tried to put them in a box with a heat lamp and just rotate them myself. Well, I went to go check on it for the 3rd time, and it was like 120 degrees. So I kept incubating them until, oh gosh,
they're hard boiled.
12 days in.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. So I figure out they're not going to do anything. So I opened every one of them up to check it out, make sure there was no baby in there. What I do, I don't know. But anyways, nope, they were cooked. They were hard boiled eggs.
Oh,
so then I got the second batch from you. That's 12. And I got 11 left. And they seem to be doing good. When I candlelight them.
Yeah.
They're where they're laying at the time, it's all dark.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but I'm hoping there's something in there.
Yeah, that's fun.
Nice.
I highly suggest to everybody that if you ever get a chance to run an incubator and you got kids especially, what a great thing to do.
It.
The kids really get a kick out of that and gives them appreciation for life a little.
Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to the 20th. That's when they're supposed to start hatching out.
So, Amy, how's the rabbits doing?
The rabbits are good. The litter of babies that we had just finished weaning this week. And Aubrey has one sold as a pet, and I believe it's going to its new home on Friday. If you're in the area and looking either for another breeder buck or a pet rabbit, we have a couple of, one breeder buck that doesn't work for our breeding program is looking for a new home. We hung up flyers at Wilco and Coastal today, trying to find a home for this guy. And then she has babies for sale that you could buy to butcher, or they're not big enough yet, but we will have meat rabbits for you to butcher, and then or pet homes. We are open to them going to pet homes too. We have an older guy in particular that also doesn't work for our breeding program, would make an excellent pet. If you breed do, then he could be a breeder buck for that. But otherwise, so we have some rabbits that are open to rehoming, and Aubrey does sell them. That's her business endeavor. So, and the bunnies are getting, they're real cute for a couple weeks. They're starting to outgrow that cute stage.
So which one did she save for me?
I actually have a bunch of pictures on my phone that I have been supposed to have texted you like every day this week, and I didn't. So everybody's healthy finally. So you should come over and just pick yours out.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to go over there while people were sick.
Yeah.
I know.
By the way, when you wean a rabbit,
it's not fun.
Is there anything special you got to do when you're weaning the rabbits? Just separate them, or?
They reach a certain. Yeah, they reach a certain age where they start to be interested in the food. So Aubrey has this special mix she starts them on when they're still with their mom, And then over a few days, she takes out like 3. She'll take away 3 from the mama and put them in a cage so that no one's left alone. Then the next day, she's taken out 3 more and put with the other ones that are separate. And I think today was the last day she had 2 with the mama. And it kind of helps her milk dry up more slowly. Not that they're nursing much at this age.
Interesting. Yeah. So how are your chickens doing?
Chickens are good. We're getting ready to maybe Sunday. We have what turned out to be a rooster, which makes number 3 here. And nobody needs 3 roosters. And he's super annoying. He's so annoying. He sits on my front porch and he sounds like someone's stepping on a cat. He's got to go. So we have a young rooster that needs butchered. And then my turkey is due to go also. He's getting to the point big. Where he walks like this, and it's the bronze breasted ones they're not a heritage breed. They can't reproduce. The bobcat got my turkey that could have reproduced back a few months ago. So we got a turkey and a rooster that need to be butchered.
Well, we got the plucker.
I was telling us that I think Amy's going to have a couple of chickens, and I know I would probably, my older Rhode Island Reds that aren't laying much, I'd probably process them. So that's 4 I've got. So one of these days we just all get together and just do our chickens.
Go.
Yeah.
For some reason,
usually
she's losing all of her feathers.
Oh. Usually when we do process bird pluck, we just skin. And so like talking about your store, and the plucker was a great idea because a lot of people, if they're buying a chicken, they expect to have the skin on it, so you could stuff it or put butter and herbs on it. But when we just do it for our own freezer, we just skin them and don't pluck. Yeah,
that's how I used to do like my ducks or anything like that in the past when I was hunting.
Yeah.
We'd skin them.
Yeah.
How's the cows doing?
The cows are good. There's about this much poopy mud out there.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Oh, it's so bad. I just can't wait for everything to dry.
Our pig things are like that.
It's horrible. It's so gross.
And it stinks more.
Yep.
Yeah. When it's frozen, you can kind of walk across the top of it. But when it thaws out, it stinks
every
and it's
4
deep
days.
and squishy and gross.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know about Central Oregon, right now we're in this mode of thawing out, little rain, gets all muddy, then it freezes, then we kind of start the process over again, and it just keeps happening over and over. And it's very frustrating.
Exactly.
You can't really shovel out your pins. So what Sherry and I have been doing is we can't get to the pin, we can't dig the pins out. So we've been laying a lot of hay in the pins, and then when it thaws out, the pigs with their hooves are really good about blending it. And then so there's 2 good things about that. One is it's healthy for the soil. 2, you're actually planting at the same time. There's tons of seeds in your hay. So that was great with us. And when we can stabilize the ground a little bit more, then we're going to be rotating all of our paddocks except Sparky's. Well, Sparky's getting a brand new one. So, and that's the other thing I was going to tell everybody about. What we have is tomorrow we actually have our new fencing coming in for Sparky. So we'll start probably construction of his new pen, so we can guarantee he doesn't get out, because he can get out now, wouldn't cause any trouble. He already got the sows, but eventually those little gilts are going to get into the age that they could attract him a little bit, and we obviously they're going to be processed. And I've got the new young one, Annie, and she's too small. I mean, poor Sparky would kill her. So we need to make sure she is a good size before Sparky can breed with her. Otherwise, she could actually hurt my sows. So anyway, so it's important we really have him locked up. No more of this problem I had this year. It was okay this year, but I can't in the future. I need to totally control the breeding program. So anyway, so that's what's going on. I also was going to ask you, Amy, about your horses. How the horses doing?
They're still a pain in my butt. The one that we had a emergency with on Christmas Day, he is healing, but he's not healed completely. It's called granulating. So when the new skin, especially on a real bad wound, when the new skin starts to grow in there, it granulates in, and that's happening. And we had a trainer out to work with the racehorse, and she'll be coming back. It was real funny to see how tired he was after the trainer worked with him. He was just like, oh, wow, nobody's made
Amy's all going, oh. That'll teach you.
And again, with the mud, we have, I think it's a really great hay cart. It used to be a bicycle cart, you know, that you could put on the back of a bicycle and two little kids could ride inside. And we converted it to a hay cart. It's a fantastic hay cart, but it just has these bicycle tires on it, and we cannot get it through the mud anymore. It won't go through the mud anymore. So when we feed horses, we'll take the cart out just a little ways, and then we're actually carrying the flakes of hay, wearing our muck boots where it needs to go. I can't even get the hay cart out where it needs to go anymore.
Yeah. I was telling, I think one of you guys we had a gorilla cart, and it snowed, and I had to take water out. So I put water in these things. So they're pretty heavy, 3 5-gallon buckets, started rolling in the snow, and it started catching the snow. Like, you know, when you make a snowman, how it kind of rolls on itself, it started doing that on the wheels. And then pretty soon I could hardly even pull the thing anymore. And I've got these giant wheels, just big snowball wheels on my.
That's what happened to ours too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Finally,
After that, I had to
enough
start
it
using
fell
the truck.
off. But oh my gosh, I thought I was going to have a heart attack. But yeah, so that wasn't fun. Amy, I was going to also say, I think you said that I always want to check and make sure if you have any shows going on. You told me you probably don't have any shows until April or something like that, or farther out?
Not till April 1st. I've been taking advantage of it. I was laughing with Dustin. I had a dress that I had made 2 years ago, and it just been sitting in my pile of, you know, projects. And I just put the buttons and the buttonholes on it last night.
Nice.
I sewn the dress 2 years ago, and I just finished it last night. But
you better hope
nice
you better not
have,
lose or gain any weight just because you got this poor dress you've been working on for 2 years.
You know, I try, and I don't ever gain weight. The only way I gain weight's when I have a baby, and then I lose it right away again. And we're not doing that. So
that'll change.
Oh my God, you see her face.
Oh no.
I mean, I remember Sherry and I
We're not having any more
when we
babies.
grew up. But wait till you a certain age, that could change.
Maybe.
So
Maybe, and I think I'd be fine with it. I'd have to sew a whole new wardrobe, but that's fine. I like to sew.
Yeah.
So besides the weather, not having the shows, I've done a little bit of embroidery, did a little crochet, finished up that dress from 2 years ago. So I've just been enjoying crafting, having the time to do it.
Yeah, Sherry, she's been kind of learning how to master knitting. So, and her mom's thrilled to death. She's 84, 85. Anyway, she just loves it when Sherry comes in. The last kid in the whole family that her mom would expect to be knitting would be Sherry, because she's always been the techie career woman. Anyway, so she started doing it, and she's actually doing really well. And she's like doing all these little samples and different things, and her mom's just on cloud nine to be able to give her some feedback. And
that's special.
It's something she's always been kind of a home engineer mother, so that's her area of expertise. So she just loves, because she feels very comfortable giving advice to Sherry about that kind of stuff. So that's been a nice thing. Cool. And so Sherry's enjoying it. Today, by the way, with us, we had Annie, our new pig, escape twice. Not just once, but twice. So I go walking out there, and I get it'll be on the next video. I go walking out there, and I'm going, I see Annie kind of walking around the pen. I'm going, she looks like she's in the outside. Comes around the corner. I have the camera going, and it's like, she's like, hi. Just runs up to me. How's it going? Hey. nice to see you. Is it dinner time? And I'm going, Annie, you're not in your pen. And she's just like a puppy dog right there, all excited. And I'm scratching her ears. It's like, Annie, we need to go over there. So I just grabbed a little food and she turned off the power and put her under the fence, and she was fine. And I didn't really mess with the fences too much. She did dig a hole kind of under the fence because they're just in a digging mode, something fierce.
Ours
Anyway,
too.
later
Oh
on,
my God.
yeah, it's the soft dirt. They just love that stuff. So about 4 o'clock when I do my
Raiders.
second feeding, I get the same thing. She comes running up, all excited to see me, like a puppy dog, scratch her ears, the whole thing. Is like, come on, Annie, and she just follows me just like a puppy. It's so cute. Oh my gosh, she probably a lot like yours, Amy. Um, but yeah, so that was kind of fun today. But I got it on video, so it was really cute. So that'll be out Monday, I think, something like that. And I know I was teasing Amy about it the other day, but has everybody ordered their seeds? Your seeds for your gardens?
Yep.
I've ordered some.
Same here. So yeah, I wanted to make sure that I got what I wanted for tomatoes, because we're going to really hammer the tomatoes this year. So on our homestead, I don't know, we haven't talked about it much, but since we have the store coming up, we will be able to sell some produce here. And so we'll do it through our site, but people have to pick it up here. And so we're going to grow the things that we know that we just nailed last year. Like we even had Amy come over. We killed it on spinach last year, and we'll probably do that again. And we're not going to experiment as much on tomatoes and go with the tomatoes we really enjoy and what other people want. And we're probably not going to have as many varieties of things that we had last year. And corn-wise, we're going to stick with the candy corn because that was our favorite. And of all the 5 different kinds of corns we did last year, candy corn was the best. And so we're going to go probably 80% candy corn and then a little bit of heritage corn that John's Pearson introduced to us. And we're going to try some of his on one row. But we're really going to go heavy on the candy corn this year. And oh my gosh, that's such good corn. So anyway, but seeds, yeah, I just trying to remind those who are watching the show too. It's like, you better start thinking about your seeds. I haven't heard any really bad stories like last year that there, was going to be a shortage or anything. But it's probably always a good idea to just get the seeds you want, and nothing more frustrating than going to these seed companies and they go out of stock. Yeah, I hate that. So anyway, so that's a reminder for our listeners, and also a reminder for everybody. Is get your seeds. And I told you about the mouse in the car. We got the new fencing coming in for Sparky, and then we get to call John up and get to use your new automated engine. Put the stake in the ground on
Postal digger, whatever.
Postal pounder. Yeah, and that would be fun. I've never used one of those.
Neither have I.
Today, I want to thank everybody who's been buying the RangerRob poopy bags, because we just had to send a big shipment to Amazon because I got in the inventory. I'm going, oh my gosh. And so, so we sent 2 cases of more poopy bags to Amazon, and we just, everybody's been ordering those. And I hate doing that though, because I had to drop them off at the UPS store. Oh my God. It was a line coming out the door. Well, they actually didn't want to go outside, so they had a big U thing in the UPS store all the way around. I've never seen so many people. It was worse than Christmas. And so
Wow.
And at Fred Meyer's, it was right there. I always had to steal one of their little carts, because one of my cases is 50 pounds. So I kept walking in with a grocery cart, getting rid of my stuff. And let's see what else is going on here. And all of us been complaining about the mud. Been frustrating. Egg-wise, we're killing it. My young chickens have not slowed down on eggs. So we've been very fortunate that I had no slowdown at all. So we kind of been able to fill in the gap for those people that can't find eggs, and I've been very thankful of that. But I always tell people, stick with the people you've been with. Just because they're out of eggs right now, it's not their fault. It's nature. And the last thing is,
And I just want to say, oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say how how impressed I have been with the community. Everyone that I've dealt with, when I've had to say, I'm sorry, I don't have any eggs, they've been very kind and understanding, which they should be because we can't control that. But I really appreciate that. I'm a bit of a people pleaser, so I feel bad having to say, sorry, I don't have any, or I can only give you 1 dozen, not 2. And everybody's been so nice.
Yeah, I've got that too. I haven't ran out, so I've been good. But it seems like just a lot of our customers is just fun to have over, and of course they all like to see what we're doing right here. And I hate this time of year because I can't show gardens or anything to people because everything's dead. And I can't even really show the pigs because it's like, yeah, I don't think you have the right shoes to go out there right now. It's a little muddy. And so, yeah, it's kind of the pits. But one of the last things I got to talk about is Belle, our German Shepherd. Now, if you guys have never had a German Shepherd, there's something that they're known for, and that's blowing out their fur. So Belle does it twice a year. And guess what's going on right now? She is blowing out her fur. And then when it comes, I just like, how could you produce so much fur, dog? Anyway, so every year, twice a year, we get this fur blowout. So we're dealing with fur right now coming out of her. And it usually hits her hindquarters more than anything. But it's just funny when people tell you about, hi, John. You know, now he gets home from work. He can't join the show. I told everybody that John Pearson was going to be here. And I had hundreds of people waiting for John Pearson.
Don't listen to him, John. We're happy to see you.
So hopefully one of these days we'll get John in the show here. We are excited the fact that we are going to be marketing in partnership with him on his honey, and his honey is to die for. So, but I was just going back to the German Shepherd. If you ever heard that German Shepherds blow out their fur, I can tell you it's a fact. It's a complete fact. They just blow it out, and it's like all at once for no reason. It's like it's still kind of cold here, and yeah, it's all over. So Jack's here too.
Hi, Jack.
Really lurking in the sidelines. I was like,
did we start too early or something?
I think this is the same time we always. It's just been 2 weeks off. So yeah, we decided.
Oh, they didn't set their clocks.
Ah.
Oh, God.
That must be it. So Jack, John, nice to see you guys. And I wanted to get John on here to talk about beekeeping. And so one of these days we'll get him on here and he can kind of tell us the stories of how he learned it and what he does. And I'm sure he's got some war stories I would love to hear. And hopefully this summer I can get over there and go see it. So I'm looking forward to that. So anyway, guys, we're getting to the end of the show.
Yeah, you got 1 minute.
Yeah, I was going to say.
God, time killer.
So
I got to keep them on time.
The name of the show was So Much to Do, So Little Time. I think all of us have now kind of gotten out of our funk. That's kind of why we took a couple of weeks off. Is December is just like and then all of a sudden in the beginning of the year comes and you go, oh, spring's coming. Oh crap!
Yay!
And now
I can't wait to get out there and start working.
I know we're all ready to do our thing, so we're all kind of ordering things and organizing things, and then we're going to launch the new. But it's still for growing a lot of things. Our main stuff doesn't even start till June 1st here. But what's really kind of filled in for us is the fact is like, all right, we're going to sell pork. Let's do it right. Let's really sell pork, and so we got energized by that. So that's helped us all. So anyway, we're all kind of getting out of our funk, but it's still lousy weather. So you get up in the morning and you look at this crummy gray weather and mud and snow and freezing.
Well, today it didn't lighten up at all. It was like morning all day long.
Yeah, I agree. So, but guys, I got to wrap it up here. So I want to thank my hosts, Debbie and John, and also Amy for coming back on and getting our new year started, and wish everybody New Year's. And I hope everybody had a nice holiday season. And thank you all for watching, and we'll see y'all next week. So talk to you later, guys. Bye.